Good morning. Today we're going to introduce our new unit, which is Unit 3, and it's all about the hydrosphere. And what the hydrosphere is actually going to be all the places where there's water on the planet. And one of the big themes that we have here in this unit is where is water, how's it getting there, and why is it getting there. So the first thing that we're going to talk about actually is the water cycle. But during this entire unit, as we go through different material, what I want you to try and do is actually think about how ideas from past units can come back and tie into this unit. So today we're going to see that happen twice with two very specific themes and ideas that we've talked about, but it's something that's going to happen throughout the entire unit as well. So let's get down to it. Let's say that we have a bunch of liquid water standing on the Earth's surface. So it could be a puddle, it could be a pond, a lake, a glass of water for all we know, whatever it happens to be. Radiation from the sun, heat from the Earth, as well as just heat from the overall atmosphere is going to be constantly preying down on that. And when you have water absorbing that heat, it's going to go from a liquid, gain enough heat to evaporate, which we see as steam or fog or other hazy things like that. So if you saw a boiling pot of water, that steam you see, that's water evaporating. So our first key word here is evaporation, which is when water goes from its liquid state to its gas state. Another form of evaporation is called transpiration. And when you take a plant or you take a tree, you have water evaporating out of the leaves and going into the atmosphere, that is transpiration. So again, evaporation in general. So we have the liquid going to the gas of water. Transpiration is when it goes from liquid to gas as it moves out of the leaves of a plant. Now we're going to see that water is going to go back and condense. It's going to go through the phase of condensation up in the atmosphere, and that's when it goes from a gas to a liquid. So condensation is the process of water returning from a gas and going into a liquid. So it's losing energy, it's getting colder, gaining energy and heating up as it goes up, cooling down up here, and finally falling back down to the surface of the Earth, and we call that precipitation. So precipitation is going to follow condensation, and that is the movement of liquid or solid water, so rain, snow, ice, sleet, hail, from the upper atmosphere down to the Earth's surface. What's important, as I said, is that precipitation can either be solid, so snow or ice, or the liquid, which would be rain. What causes it to fall is not only that it's losing energy as it cools down and solidifies, but also the impact of gravity on the clouds. When the clouds of the atmosphere becomes too heavy to resist the force of gravity, that's when gravity will pull it back down to the ground, and you see it going through what we call infiltration or absorption through the Earth's surface into the ground. Accumulation, which would be puddling, pooling of water, and then runoff, which is the movement of water from one area into a collected, accumulated body of water. So one more time, we go through this. We have accumulated water here on the bottom. We have evaporation and transpiration that moves it to the upper atmosphere, condensation that cools it, returns it to a liquid, and precipitation that, with the help of gravity, causes it to return to the Earth's surface. Now, the one buzzword from the first unit, gravity. Gravity plays a role here in pushing and pulling water back to the atmosphere, and convection, so hot things going up or things with higher energy moving up, and cool things moving down or things moving down with less energy. We're seeing that with water in the water cycle.